Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. John Megacycle here. Another episode of Factory Town coming at ya. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're doing swell. We've got a little bit of cleanup to do here. I kind of think there's a lot of superfluous what's-its going on. Wait. Where did that lumber mill... Oh, gosh, the pathing is awful. Anyway, welcome back. I found a couple of things after reading some of the tooltips and stuff, and a couple of things about this game that I really wish I knew before, but I didn't. I know we've kind of skipped the tutorial. I enjoy tutorials. Tutorials are fine. They work well. They're great for introducing a new player to how a game is supposed to work, but I kind of like to learn on my own. The unfortunate thing about my brain is if you tell me, like, with a tutorial, like, this is how this works, the problem is I sometimes get stuck in a loop and I think that is the only way as to how that works. Not really a this is how this can work, but I just sometimes get into a loop of this is how this works and that's it. So we skipped the tutorial because I wanted to learn on my own. I have no idea what this guy is supposed to be doing. Are you bringing crystals up here for school? You're bringing enchanted books. You're bringing gems. I don't know what you're doing. Get out of here. Anyway, there's a couple things I found out about the user interface. I want to share them with you. Down here, the buttons is where we've dealt with, like, the grid mode, and that was for the mana stuff, right? Great. Now that I want to look at it, I don't know how it works. But also the worker overview. I know I didn't touch on that a whole lot, but this is super helpful to try to find where your workers are. The other thing that was super important that I thought was I was trying to get these hotkeys to change this hotbar. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the F keys will give you 4 different toolbars, which is super cool. What did F5 just do? Big screenshot. Oh, quick save. Okay. But the thing is, that bottom list gets very unwieldy very quickly. For example, houses I only ever really need when I expand, and that's it. Like, bam, and I'm done. Like, now 90% of the game I don't need houses. I'm not placing nearly as many lumber mills as I thought. I don't even use crates. The terrain block up I don't even use. So let's just go through this. I've been using terrain flattened down. Put whatever you want in your hand. You'll also see in the lower left where it says flatten down. Hold shift and hit the number you want. That'll actually replace the item, so now it's terrain flattened down, and it's only on this toolbar. So I could go through and customize up these toolbars really any way I want, right? I think worker is fine. We don't use footpaths. We use roads. Let's change that. I don't really use chutes anymore. We're using metal conveyor belts. Let's change that, F3. Houses, I don't really see a need for at all. Lumber mill, crate. The barn I'll keep. What would be good for me to have here? Oh, I know. These structural blocks, these scaffold blocks would be cool. Maybe the ramp? Rail would be cool. Let's put that in 5. This is a little disorganized already, but that's okay. It's significantly better than what we had. There's literally no point in having stuff in this inventory down here in the quick bar of stuff I'm never going to use. I might even put sorters in there. That might actually work out nice. Tools, pipes, decor. The barn is the main building I'm using. How about a silo? There we go. Customize our hotbar. Everything looks pretty squeaky, right? Pretty darn squeaky. Now, I took a little bit more time to work on the minecarts. I spun up a creative world and I tried to figure out how I wanted to work this out. And to be absolutely honest, you could get a lot of work done in these compute blocks. I found some neat things you could do. You could do like a one-to-one splitter. Like you could have, let's say, grain from 2 different grain farms pushing into the same barn and using it each one at a time. So one from the left grain, one from the right, one from the left, one from the right. You get the idea. So that works out fairly nicely with some of these. That also uses the pusher. We've been using mostly the grabber, the pusher and all that. So there's some good function to be had here, but for me, unless it's like game changing, I kind of like to keep things fairly simple. So that being said, as I was trying to work through some of these minecarts, like I said, I spun up a creative world, and I tried to make like a mega system. The problem that I really ran into was a lot of this. I have 2 inputs. I have an iron here and an iron here, and I want it to tap both equally. We can just get rid of that agent trigger. It doesn't do me much good anyway. It works, but I can only ever get it to like 50-50 or 75-25 or some whole number like that was really even-ish, like, you know, a half or a quarter or whatever. And that's really how I could get it. But the thing is, that doesn't work very well if I need a major system. Like, if I need nails in one of two spots that are very far away, I could do that too. But that would require a crap ton of these sorter blocks. And let's see, maybe I can explain it really quick here. Is it an agent trigger? It's an inventory sensor. And it's a toggle, I believe. So let's just say, pause a second here. The inventory sensor is going to check every single time there's an iron ore. And I've linked the inventory sensor to this toggle. The toggle is going to shut off this sorter. So let's disable this. Or, even better, let's rotate it. I'm going to force all the carts to come this way. If I did this correctly, what should happen is the inventory sensor should trigger. Oh, no, wait. I don't want to link those two. Why are these linked? Okay, whatever. This is going to come this way. The inventory sensor is going to pick up on iron ore. It's going to flip this toggle, which is going to flip this sorter. So let's just see if that worked. Nope, not quite. What I want to do... Wait, are we full? Oh, that's why. Okay, oh, there we go. So... Okay, so the problem is it went too fast. Let's spread this out a little bit more. So I need a toggle and an inventory sensor. What I'm trying to build is very simple logic. I'll explain it before I go on clicking like a banshee. What I want to do is I want to set it so that one cart goes one way and the other cart goes the other way. And it alternates like that. That's kind of the idea that I want with this. So I want the toggle there. And I want a... inventory sensor, let's say there. So, link, you are going to toggle on ore. So, everything's going to come down this way, but whether or not it goes to the right or not is going to be seen. So, let's just see what happens here. Let's shut this off. So, it should pop it on, and then that should pop it off. Cool. So, what I've done now is I've alternated the path on whether or not a cart is going to go to the right for iron ore. Of course, I don't have any of it set up. Just imagine with your brain on how good it is at imagining things. And let's try this again, shall we? You are an output. Cool. So we can watch this for a second here. This is some very rudimentary stuff, but if I have two supplies and I want to pull from them evenly, quote-unquote evenly, of course, this isn't a hard science, and I would need an even amount of carts to make it truly even. But this is how this would work. Let's space you guys out just a little bit. Spacing them out is going to make the logic a little bit more sound. There we go. Perfect. So, we drop off our goods. We go to the next place. Where do I go? Hits the inventory sensor. Activates this one. Okay, you're going to go that way. And you're going to go that way. And then you're going to trick. And you're going to go right. And you're going to trick, and you're going to go straight. So this is kind of like, once you understand like how these triggers and switches and yes, no, and Boolean and basic addition, once you figure that out in terms of these, let's just call them circuits, it makes the game a lot more enjoyable. There's a lot more depth to a game like this that you can kind of program on your own, right? These aren't blocks that have all this logic. These are just building pieces that we got to put together to make work the way we want. So that was kind of something I was kicking around, just a quick tutorial. I know how this works computer logic-wise. What I don't know is every single game has their own interpretation of how some of these systems work and have different names and different functions. So it's just once you get an idea of how the vernacular and how the stuff works, that's kind of all there is to it. So this can actually be done and seen through like a lot of games. Like Minecraft has Redstone. It's their kind of circuitry programming. Factorio has the circuit network. To Terraria even has a bunch of timers and switches and stuff. You could do some very basic logic with that. But this is something that I wanted to show. Now, this works on a still closed network. This closed network here, this works out very well. I'm bringing one supply, there's one item, there's one real rail, that's it, right? So this can be infinitely expanded if we got iron here, expand it out. And I could set another check here. So I want half of them to go here, half of them to go up there. Really whatever we want. So that's an easy process. It takes these literally 3 blocks. The sorter, which is governed by a toggle, which is governed by an inventory sensor. Super simple. We say what should trigger on the sensor? What is the cart specified for? And all these are specified for iron ore, and that makes it very simple. Now, they got to go all the way around, which sucks. I haven't figured that out yet, how to tell if a cart came from here, if it should just go into here. And if this was lower, this would be a really easy conversation. Actually, what I could do is I could run a separate line. I could have this line go under and back in, and that would reduce the loop here. Lots of changes we could make to this system, but what I did want to at least show is the functionality of it. Functionality. You know what, actually? I was going to put another block here, but the thing is, if a cart came here and leaves here, there can't be anything in between that. That's going to make it a little dicey, but I'm not going to screw with it. Anyway, we're getting resources from multiple sites. We could add another 10 mine carts to speed it up if we needed to, but I think we're doing pretty good. We've got a lot of surplus here. I'm pretty happy about that. How's our coal? Yep, see, I wanted a lot of this coal sitting around, so we had enough of a buffer so I could come back and be like, hey, I'm low on stuff, but I'm not hemorrhaging. Occupied. No crap, it's occupied. Okay, there's no way to just... Okay, none of the keys I'm pushing are doing anything, and I don't see like a revitalize button. Do I rub some gems on it? It gets better, or how does this work? Alright, anyway, let's just remove some resources. Let's replant some fresh coal. I do not want to be out of such a base resource for my metal shops. So, farming and mining. Place coal deposit. I wonder if I could harvest coal underwater. That would be fascinating. Okay, yeah, it's going ape crap now. Yeah, that number's going to pick up real nice. So, problem solved. The same thing kind of applies here. Right now, what I have is I only have one input for the feed, animal feed, and one, or output, I guess, and one output for flour. So this works out very simple. The product is only supposed to go one way. There's only one supplier. Very simple. Same thing down here. There's only one output it's got to go to. Very simple. If I had another barn here and more pastures, I would have to say to the feed, okay, I want one to go to chicken, one to go to beef, one to go to chicken, one to go to beef, one to go to chicken, one to go to beef, one to go to chicken, one to go to beef. I'm such a dork. You know what I'm saying? One to go to chicken, one to go to beef. The reason why it has to stay in these circuits, these closed circuits, I believe, is because there's no actual way to tell where a minecart came from. If there was a way to identify where a minecart came from, like in OpenTTD or Factorio's trains or something like that, if there was a way to say you came from here, go here, that would make a lot of this logic easier. But right now, like with these mana shards, right, this is kind of all I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the mana shards to the manufactory over here, pound it into whatever I need to do, and then kind of move on. So right now, this is just going to do its thing. When this taps out, I'll go and move it over here. This will be our new area. Let's just flatten this out right away. Flattening land is super cheap when it's this small hill nonsense. When you get to oceans and you start trying to force clear a bunch of that land, that is expensiviado. It is not fun. But anyway, I can just keep expanding this more and more. I'm not adding more workers. I'm going to use the same miner, the same barn. Just keep it expanding. So that keeps our inventory very, very fat and rich. And it's very good. So, as we're researching other stuff, how far are we on? Oh, we're almost done with elemental extraction. Excellent. Excellent. There is some cleanup that I'd like to do, but in all reality, there's not a ton that has to get done. I think we've designed a fair, intelligent system or what have you, and it works pretty darn well. Product is getting from where it is to where it's got to go in a fairly quick order. Items are, like with these minecarts, aren't even taking up any more workers. It all works very well, and it doesn't add any more to our population overhead. As you can see, our worker count in the upper left, 273 out of 304. We would be very, very hard pressed if we were to keep going on like this and just use workers or the Conestoga wagon jobs. Caravans are called. So, house level 5 is the highest we're going to go. That's the highest we can go. I believe the base can get to level 10, so that's good. We need purple coins, crowns, and necklaces. Let's see what that all entails. Is there like a jewelry shop? What does this do? Extracts ether, creates powerful omni stones. Oh, I can build the shrines. Awesome. Okay, is it an enchanter? Wand, magic cloak, magic robe, enchanted book, health potions, elixir, fire ring, water ring, crown. Elemental jewelry. Okay. What do I need for elemental jewelry? Elemental extraction. Let me guess, requires... of course it does. To be absolutely honest, I kind of forgot how we're getting our purple coins. Is it from gourmet foods? It is not. The apothecary? It's not. We're getting purple coins somehow. That's what I get. Oh, magic bricks. Enchanted bricks. I'm sure of it. Yes, I'm very confident that's where we're getting it from. Magic forge. Yep, magic bricks right there. I'm going to have to really dig into more purple coins. We've got 30,000+ of almost everything else. No purple coins here. All yellow coins there. Ouch. What about the apothecary? There's got to be something good here. Oh, the ethers. Yeah, the ethers are really going to be nice. 15 reds. That's amazing. 4 blues. I'll totally take it. Elixir. Protein shake. Nah. Okay, I'm waiting for elemental extraction. I want to dig into these gems. I'm very excited. Oh, we're very close too. Yay! Just gotta wait for the caravan to come back, and we should be in business. Nope, you came for books. Drat. I could probably use another caravan just for books. Or, magic crystals. Now, of course, a lot of repositioning can happen. We're sitting on 40,000 reds. That means that's a ton of territory we could reform, redesign, redo however we want. That's an option, but I'm not super duper interested in it yet. I kind of want to see this elemental extraction bit, and tell me you're bringing books. Thank goodness. Ka-chonk. Oh, you know what? I would actually love to have a... Doesn't matter. Elemental refinery. Okay, awesome. New research. Fire pure. I gotta research the purifications as well. Oh gosh, and they require the individual gems. Okay, that's splendid. Here's what we're gonna do. I need a grabber. Okay, where's the one carrying the books? Stop. You. I need you to... Where are you storing the books? Pick up enchanted book. Deliver it there to the silo. That's going to be significantly more efficient. Oh. I also found a small glitch I'd like to share with you. Let's watch this leather trader. Go somewhere. Okay, never mind. This leather trader. Do you see that he just dropped off his stuff and he didn't drop all of it off? And also notice that it's full of leather. If I take the same caravan and force it to drop off again... Oh, actually I need the green one. You can actually spam this and keep dumping off more and more and more stuff over and over and over again to wherever you gotta go. Now, the excess won't help the happiness anything, but let's say you're bringing like 300 fish, right? And the food store can only accept 20 fish. It'll take the 20 fish, and then whatever you're bringing in will just move. But let's just assume you have a thing that holds 300. You could say, drop it off, and it'll take another 20. Drop it off, another 20. Drop it off, another 20. You still get paid for that, but it doesn't help the happiness any. So the cool thing is if you've got a bunch of stock and you're just waiting for this thing to take it, you could just say deliver, deliver, over and over and over again, and it'll actually output much better. It's super cool. So anyway, a little bit of a hack, I guess, at that point for y'all. There's so much good iron here. You know what we could do? What we could do, I'm not smart enough to do it, but we could say inventory sensor, like if equal to 20, like meaning the cart is full, we could probably just say, you know what, why don't you just, stop a sec. Thank you. We could say right here, if the cart is full at 20, just turn around and try to drop off again. That would be something we could do if we wanted to shorten this whole path. If it's full, it assumes one of two things. It either came here, wasn't able to drop it off, or it did drop off and it came all the way around here and picked up fresh. So we could probably set that like right here, give them a little bit of spacing, a little bit of room. I'll have to figure out how to do that offline. I'm not really too super sure how that's managed. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff. The elemental refinery. How do you function? Firestone, mana power, fire ether. Okay. I'm probably gonna need a bunch of you. Where do we have a bunch of stones? We got that, we got that. I think I'll expand my mana harvesting network to accommodate this new finding. Let's build... do I need 4 elemental refineries or just 1? Let's do 4. Okay. And I want a sub path here. So I think realistically, as long as you have a single input and a single output, these systems that I'm building here for the tracks, no problem. If we had multiple inputs and multiple outputs, that's where this gets funny. Like quickly funny. Not even really funny. Why don't you pause a second there? Oh, you know what? The cargo we're bringing back can be any one of 4 products. I'm going to have to make this a little smarter than I would have thought. Let's go ahead and clean this up a bit. This is going to look ugly, but it should work. I need something that looks like this, and like this, and like this. And then I need something that looks like this, and this, and this, and this. Oh, piece of cake. Okay. I'm gonna need splitters up the yin-yang. Where in the heck? Sorter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I need crystal. I need fire crystal. Water crystal. Earth crystal. Air crystal? And I thought there was one more crystal. Mana crystal I already have. I'm just gonna put air on here anyway. Now, what I've done here is I've separated out the network a little bit, but I hopefully... Oh. Okay. Okay. No, we're fine. There's just a little creativity here. I think. If I set this correctly, which I think I just did, let's go ahead and set up some one-way blocks just to make sure everything's on the same page. I always try, if I ever forget or something, I always put more one-ways in. One-ways don't do anything. They're toggleable, right? No, they're not. Okay. But this way, it keeps it very straight in my head exactly how this pathing should work, right? So this guy should just go on his own, right? Nothing. Great. Perfect. Let's move you four out of the way. At the very least, I'm going to want a barn. And... wait, it's the crystal we're mining, right? Firestone. No, it's stones. Okay. Whoops. Firestone. Waterstone. Earthstone. And of course, airstone. Now, is there another stone? Stone construction. Stone block stone. Just leave airstone. Okay. The stones are going to come in here and get stored. Buildings. Oh, I already have it in my hotbar. What am I doing? This is going to be fairly straightforward. This is just going to get us to a point where we can start working with the raw material, right? So a raw... there we go. Input, right? Input into the barn. Let's go ahead and set these up. Stone. Fire. Air. Water. Earth. And heart. Go planet. Captain Planet. Yep. This all looks good. I'm very happy about all this. So, let's set up a new network. I'm going to go ahead and set up a barn. And this whole thingamadoo is just going to come right round to it. Nope. I don't care about the cotton, thank you. Come on. Come in. Come in. Come on. Nope. Nope. All bad. Okay, cool. All good. I guess I should separate this out a little bit more, because this looks dranky. Anyway, this will do for what I need. Okay. So now, for this, I don't like the look of that whatsoever. Much better. Here, we're going to say for the logic block, rail stop. Right? Output, and this is just going to be fire stones. So let's go ahead and get a worker. Just one will do, thanks. Do I need anything special to harvest it? Nope. Great. Okay. So now, let's get our sorters. Fire. Right? Stone? Firestone. Firestone. Let's put in some one-ways here, just to make sure. A little farther back. Okay. That should do it. Let's go ahead and get a minecart or 3. Firestone. And firestone. Boop. It should work out just Jim Dandy. You guys go that way. Mana stones go down. Perfect. Mana shards, I should say. We're getting mana shards. Okay, so that's maxed out. Perfect. Yep, unload. Awesome. So a little weird on this, but the thing is I want all these specific items to go this specific path. Now, there are stone construction, and there are, like, is it goods? Like, specialty goods, general goods. So there are ways to select multiple items, but I'm more of a specific person. I don't know what those specialty goods all cover, even though there's the crown in the icon and something else. The thing is I want to make sure that we get everything. So this is a very easy way to specifically say, and a little bit of janky routing, but it's all going to work. Actually, this could just reconvene into this easily, but that's okay. Oh, what the hell happened? Oh, I know what happened. What if we do that? Does that work? Huh. Okay. How are we gonna handle this? I think I know. You are shard. Elemental shard, okay. Let's see if this works. Because of the one-ways I've got all going on, this should work just fine. The firestones will go right and then up because left is invalid. Perfect. Now the mana shards, that was fast. Now that it's stockpiling books, the mana shards should go down because it's not a firestone. Excellent. And then when it picks up its load, it should go left because it's a mana shard. I mean, perfect. Perfect. Just a little bit of the manipulation in these sorters, and we can get a lot done. Now I've got the same path with two completely separate products occupying the same area. Easy stuff. Yeah? Again, this gets more complex if we had 2 or 3 places to get Firestone, but right now this is working great. We got our stockpile. I can stretch this out and grab other resources. There's more mana shards here. There's some airstone here I'll grab, and I could just bring that all the way up here. Some earthstone. Yeah. Oh, we've got some good stuff going on. I'm really happy with this. It felt like I polished up the rail system nicely this episode. But I'm going to call it here. Thanks for joining me. My name is John Megacycle. Another episode of Factory Town in the books. I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.